What you get when you combine a country full of frustrated, digitally savvy youth with a cabinet secretary many feel is woefully out of his depth in tech matters. You get pure Kenyan meme gold. Over the past 24 hours, that is X, formerly Twitter, has exploded with viral posts poking fun at Honorable William Kabogo, the current cabinet secretary for ICT. Now, many Kenyans believe he is ill-equipped to steer the ship of the country, rapidly growing its digital footprint. And they have turned their skepticism into a hilarious, biting commentary through memes that depict how Kabogo might respond to tech-related issues. Now, remember, only the Minister of Agriculture can tech lingo with the kind of budgetary ignorance, the fear Kabogo was Kenya's KIA handles tax-related matters. Now, those are just but some of the captions that have been trending across social media, exclusively nuts with city cabanas to asking the bodyguard to handle DDO's attacks. X has turned into a running comedy show with Kabogo as the unwitting star. It's not just random internet banter, it's a severe form of digital protest that Kenyans have mastered over time. Of course, this is justbuttech-ish.com writing what has been happening across the social media platform, including Twitter, which was alarming in the past 24 hours. Education and technology, they're saying that we are facing a DDoS attack. Kabogo replies, Pigia Soipan alete KDF. In case you're lost, Soipan Tua is the current cabinet secretary of defense of Kenya. Now, tech-ish.com still writes, the memes, including the photos you've probably seen already, are so viral that some now double as reaction images. One where Kabogo appears puzzled or out of place has become a go-to punchline for tech confusion. In case you're wondering what I'm speaking about, go to Twitter and search Kabogo and you'll see the insight on information, communication and technology right in the Republic. It's alarming, of course, how people are using the internet, and it's also alarming how it's coming in handy to support many creative arts and the empowerment of creatives and the creative economy. Right about now, before we introduce our guest, remember it's a conversation that is continuing to have an impact to many creatives out there. The digital space is coming in handy to really support them. Embrace this to the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, chaired by the CS Ababu Namwamba. Allow us now to welcome our guest. This is the Social Wednesday, the morning drift at Lookup Television, and we are live across all social media platforms. We are just getting a caution that since it's a Social Wednesday, let's not be too social as well. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Uko namna gani?
Niko fiti.
Niko fiti pia?
I'm good.
It's an honor to have you this morning.
Thank you for having me.
For those that are seeing you for the first time, please let them know you better.
My name is Newton Mutuku, Communications Associate at the Creative Economy Practice at CCR.
Amazing.
Yes.
All right, what do you guys do?
We are supporting creatives in the creative economy sector within programs. I'm happy to talk about the programs today. In Africa, we are running certain programs targeting all African countries. We are also running some targeting creatives in Nigeria and as well as in Kenya.
Indeed. Yes. So I read something about Kabogo. Do you know Kabogo, right? Of course. Now many of the memes that are trending, it seems that Kabogo doesn't understand the elements of ICT.
I think it's quite unfortunate, let me say that. I think there's a video, I've gone through all the memes. It's hilarious, and I love what Kenyans are doing on social media. It's taking accountability, because you can, I'm just using that as an example. So, and some of the things you talk about when you are the cabinet secretary of IT minister of Rwanda, and she was talking about
comparing.
She was talking about AI, and you see the comparison, and hapo ndo inakuhit there is a big problem.
There's a big difference.
You know, we need to address issues and not just go on social media or go have a press conference and address issues which are not affecting us. It's not a priority.
Indeed.
So how about you address issues which impacting us.
Indeed.
It's a priority. So I really like what Kenyans are doing, because honestly speaking, hapo kidogo tulianguka, but it's just my opinion. Yes.
Ati niitie huyo file manager wa hapa, that is Rome, haiko Italy. So keyboard, sisi huko Juja kwa kanisa tunatumia Yamaha. that's some of the jokes that are made. So this ain't just about jokes, it's digital activism. What will be your take on understanding the impact that digital has as far as statements are concerned and you know, public addresses are concerned?
I mean, let me say it's 2025. People will have access. When you look at the population of Africa and in Kenya in general, youth ndio wengi, right? And we have access to mobile phones. We have access to the internet.
Indeed.
It's not the time when politicians or the so-called leaders used to stand and just create a propaganda. You know, nowadays people are taking accountability in terms of acha kutupima. This is not the reality of things. So I like Kenyans how they are pushing in terms of this is not the reality. We've seen politicians using AI generated images to show that they are working, but Kenyans are actually able to identify any AI generated video or AI generated image. So I really like how we are moving in terms of accountability. Amazing. And also exposing a lot of things on social media.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right, art also is taking a space right in the Republic. So we are having a massive input towards many others that are creatives and using arts and now coming now to the digital space to make sure that their products are known, their contents are known. So before we get now to the programs that you have and you unleash, so Kenyan youth have consistently shown that where formal protest fails, memes thrive. As the recent BBC documentary highlighted, Kenyans have adopted smartphones and social media as powerful tools for civic expression. From mocking government blunders to civic expression, calling out policy failures, laughter has become resistance. And in this case, the memes do more than ridicule. They question the logic behind the key government appointments. Kabogo's education background, as noted on other platforms and other articles, include a stint at Thika Technical School. I don't know if you saw it, and a Bachelor of Commerce from, that was just an article from techish.com, and a very impactful one. So when we get to the program, tumesema wewe ni koda wa route gani. One meme reads, poking fun at how Kabogo might confuse tech professionals with Nairobi matatu touts, which is one of the hilarious ones that would have been written. But now let's get now to the bottom line. You are having programs to really support creatives. When we embrace these particular programs, we also have the aspect on creatives coming in to also show us what they can do wanaweza fanya nini, so showing us their potential, their content, their art, their designs. So what will be your say before we get to the program? What will be your say as far as creatives right in the Republic is concerned?
I like what is happening right now. I think it's changing. I mean, when we were growing up, our careers were just in, you become a doctor, you become, you know, those fields. But right now, people are actually embracing what they like, what they really, really like to do, be it in sports, be it in the creative economy, be it in fashion. We are seeing that people are embracing that. Even when it comes to Kenyans, I really I admire how we are consuming fashion brands, for example. We are consuming our own, so we are supporting our own. In the creative economy, when it comes to content creation, we are supporting our own, and we're also getting to see that people are paying bills when it comes to that. People are actually making progress when it comes to content creation, for example. People are now watching local content, which is amazing. At the time, Kitambo, when I was growing up, it was just Vitimbi. Nowadays, you go to Showmax, you go to Netflix, we are actually able to stream our own local content. So it's an amazing progress. Are we there yet? I don't think we are there yet. I think they still need, there's a need to address some of the issues, and also to get support when it comes to programs, when it comes to funding. Funding is one of the key areas that I believe creatives need support with.
Many creatives lack discipline, of course, to understand the internet discipline and the digital discipline. Will also that be a key reason to consider when we're embracing now a creative economy?
What do you mean by discipline?
Discipline in terms of output in the sense that what we show out there might not be respectful in a way.
Absolutely. I think we also need some sort of policies when it comes to that.
Amazing.
It's a quite tricky situation, let me just say that, but we do need policies in place to control also because
digital control.
Yes, digital control. I think it needs to also be there. It's a place where we also need to address, because social media has high impact in terms of people out there. I think it's not the time where we used to watch TV. We consume most of our things on social media. So kama tuna publish vitu za uongo, people are more likely to just believe in that. We are seeing that. So we also need to be mindful in terms of the content we are creating there, we are putting out there. But we do need some sort of digital control, absolutely.
All right. So Windows update ya nini na curtains bado ni mpya? Windows update ya nini na curtains bado ni mpya. So
my goodness, this Kabogo means hilarious.
Indeed. So when you don't understand something, just come out clear or seek advice to the same. When you want to release a content, you want to release a product, at least ask some few people on how the content is before you unleash it. And it might interest you, but to the audience might have a backlash. So when we come to the emphasis on digital economy and the creative economy, what should be the main element to consider for the youths that are coming in for these spaces, mostly for the digital spaces, and also for the content creation? And you've seen so many youths want to create, want to make more numbers online, want to make money online. So what are the things to consider from your professional view, that if I wanted to produce a content today, hii haitaisha next week, imetrend 2 wiki mbili ikaisha, I want this to be substantial?
Consistency. Consistency is very key when it comes to content creation. Consistency is key when it comes to all sorts of business. I think it's very important. But sometimes it's difficult to be consistent if you don't have the support. We need to create hubs, for example, where content or story in TV, be it in the creator economy. Facilities, we also need to have that funding, because not everybody can have access to 100 Kenyan shillings camera or equipment. So where do people actually get that? We also need some sort of mentoring from these established guys. I've seen some of them supporting the emerging content creators. We're also running programs which some of these established content creators are also in creation. How do you even package your content? There's somebody who will create a 1-minute video, publish it on YouTube, boom, in a grow, where you put packaging the content creation. So people need support in the sense of that, and also mentoring.
So there is also an aspect there is internet freedom. People are told, don't keep quiet, because now phones are coming in, digital is coming in, and the aspect of internet freedom, digital freedom, you embrace what you think, but remember there's also the point on the internet doesn't forget. Na tutakuja tena kurudia hayo mambo uliyoandika, maybe at a young age, 19. So you're seeking a job, it's a single post, you posted at the age of 19. So what will be your take on the internet freedom and how we should try as much as possible to make sure to scrutinize our
freedom of speech?
Indeed.
But at the end of the day, just be mindful of what you say or what you put out there. Kitakuramba at the end of the day. So just be mindful of what you put out there. It's up to you to be accountable of what you put out there.
Indeed.
There's a lot of content which is out there. Everybody is talking, everybody is creating content.
Indeed.
Some are creating content. Let's say, I don't want to use the example, stay to me or Gina. There's somebody big on Twitter. That guy is normally talking about women. Why do you feel the need to go and discuss about women as a man on social media? So what is the need for that? Let people discuss about women. You don't believe anything that is on the internet. There can be
biggest challenge that is affecting.
We are still not there. When you look at internet, for example, see cheap Kenya. Let's accept the truth. See cheap has access to a smartphone, internet. It's not that complicated. Tuliambiwa internet itakuwa accessible kila mahali, tutakuwa tunaongea na simu for free. But it is creator kama una push content yako huko. And also another thing I would say is I would like to urge Kenyans to support our own. Let's support our own, let's consume our own. To see run into Hollywood movies, yet we are not consuming what is out here. We need to support our own, and that's how they are going to grow.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. So there is also the aspect now on these programs. As we support our own, the programs are coming in now to really support and embrace our own at all levels. To at least assist those that are watching us for the first session, waweze kuelewa these programs na wenza kama aje through.
We have quite a few, and maybe I'll discuss what we have in Kenya currently. And especially since we've been talking about content creators and film, this targeting storytellers in TV, film, and the creator economy, be it you're doing YouTube, social media content, and things like that. You join the storytellers to promote content which is and we require people to join our community by attending 2 gender workshops. Once they attend, it's normally virtual, they join the community. Once you join the community, you have access to our physical space, which is, it's just a few blocks away from here. It's Jahazi building. And all of them, they're equipped with Adobe programs. We also have 2 podcast spaces with a media room where you can have a green screen, create content that you want. We also have grants which are being offered by our by Africa No Filter, who are our partners when it comes to these entertainment and media apps programs. So people within the community, they can also access to grants. And the beauty of this program, it's absolutely free for content. For story, you also get to access the podcast spaces. Killer podcast spaces, it has lights, it has cameras, so you don't need to actually worry about the equipment wise. You can come, create your podcast. You can come, you can create your podcast, take your content, go to the editing suite. It's in the same place. Edit your content, publish out there. We also, within the same program, right now we are running a directing course, which is targeting, we had an incubator, we had 30 content creators emerging. Jugush, yeah. He was the one who was running that incubator, and the guys were in the program for three months. So they were learning from the guys who have been in the industry for quite a while. And as I said, content creation, iko mambo mob. There's packaging, there's marketing, there's how do you maintain that consistency. So they were going through that. So at the end of the day, we went with 2 winners. Of course, attendance, exams, and how do you pitch your content and things like that. So we came up with 2 winners. 2 winners were able to win 400K each, which was
400K each.
400K, 2 of them.
So they did
session. We also want to see how what did you learn. So we also get to access in terms of you create your content out there and then post it. Let's see how it's going to go. So 2 of them won 400K. One was from Eldoret, the other one was from Kitale, which was incredible. They did an amazing job. We are going to have the same incubator coming up in July. So we are running this program, and I will urge storytellers, whether in film, TV, and the content creators, to join our program. It's absolutely free. I'm happy to share more details with people. Also check out us on social media. We call Entertainment and Media Apps Program. That's how we call ourselves on Instagram.
So if I'm deciding today, in the next few minutes, if I'm deciding today,
you get to share your details in terms of what you do, because as a storyteller, there are guys who are in film. You can be in film, but you're doing something different. You can be a producer. And also, how long have you been in the industry? You can be an emerging, you can be mentioned, then we will share details in terms of community, and then you get access to.
Here you say so, and elevating the process into perfect stand. And also, when we come back to the next session, we'll be now highlighting what are the benefits, if I'm where will I be, and also understanding if there is after then. So tushamalizana na that particular program.
Yes.
Alafu ninarudi nyumbani ama there is a way that we can partner together to understand kama naeza elevate to the best level.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So the digital super highway will also construct broadband connectivity across the country by construction. So that is a different view that I wanted you to have in mind. But the main discussion is Kenya is one of the world leaders in driving financial inclusion through the use of digital finance solutions and many other programs that are provided for the creative economy. So you'll also give us an insight on how the government can partner, so that Ministry of Youth Affairs and Arts can assist these creatives in the better way possible. So this is the morning dish. It's 35 minutes past 9 a.m. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Feeling like unwinding and calming your nerves down after a long week? I'm Nika Kala. Join me on the Nakala Report this coming Friday and every Friday at 8 p.m. only on Lookup TV. At Nakala Report, we turn the insanity into sanity and sanity into insanity.
People are there to belittle you. When people are questioning you,
if you don't move fast, of course, yes, you lose it, but then it's not us to push you.
But you do not know the God who has been molding me. What has he been doing to me?
The deep and mature conversations of empowerment for you with a curious mind and an appetite for oriented conversations.
I concur with what you're saying.
You plan your finances, you can easily live without a debt.
An engaging safe space of free expression and truthfulness with an upheld vibrance, motivation and happiness.
So many children who are there, they are not living their dreams.
Join us for deep conversations with Zipporah Gashushe every Saturday from 8 p.m. The Deeper Conversations on Lookup TV.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na Manjoro. Kumbuka hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na Njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Lookup TV. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni Ukulima ni Mali.
I handle the community side of it. So as I mentioned, one of the pillars we have in the program, the community. We are big on community. So where we put everyone together, like we have a WhatsApp group, we have over 500 community members, both in Kenya and in Nigeria. See how you can collaborate. So that's the beauty of having people in the community.
So community in all the countries, not necessarily Kenya?
No, not necessarily Kenya.
Amazing.
Yes.
Sawa. So even as we head on now to the conversation, content creators from different parts of the region will meet the bring together artists, writers, musicians, vloggers, designers, and anyone who contributes to the world through creativity and innovation. So the event has been. So do you think AI in affect sana the creative economy?
Not really, as in the fashion industry where people are using AI to make it simple for them to come up with fashion brands and design. So I think in a way it's actually supporting them. It's not just taking away from them, but it's actually supporting them. There are so many ways in terms of how you can make it easy. I'll give you an example. Kitambo, when I was teaching myself how to edit, it was so difficult sometimes to sync between audio and video. Nowadays it's so simple with AI in terms of syncing out.
Play on the behind the scene, but sasa watu wa camera ndo tatizo.
Tatizo kidogo.
Sana models vile tumesema as fashion adapting. How is the digital era sahi na digital ya sahi, na when people were investing in the clubs like, so what's the balance in it?
Tumetoka mbali. I think tumetoka mbali. I grew up in the era of black. I mean, apart from just calling and playing games, there's nothing much you can do. But of course, there's been a great progress in terms of everyone has an opportunity to actually do something. It's not like Kitambo where it was just accessible to a certain creators. Even uko ushago. You go, absolutely. You go to in other counties, there's impression of nowadays it's everywhere. You go to Mombasa, you go to Makueni, you go to Embu, you go to Mbeere. In part of the incubator yenye tulikuwa nayo, we had one, unlike Kitambo where it was just limited to people maybe in Nairobi or just Mombasa. Nowadays it's something accessible to even people.
Professionals play to, if I'm not good in all of those
programs that target stories and incubator, which is completely in fashion. And the beauty of it, it runs in 54 countries.
Amazing.
The call for application actually is coming up soon. The program is funded by the African Development Bank. It has 14 intensive sessions where you run about marketing and branding when it comes to TV. No. We also have fashion support. We also have an amazing program in Kenya and in Nigeria as well, and in Namibia. It's called Stawi Creative Spaces. Stawi Creative Spaces is an initiative where we support businesses, entities in the creative sector by offering them a free desk for 1 month for free. I mean, when you look at Nairobi, for example, ni ngumu kupata place where you can meet with another person and work on a project and with access to free Wi-Fi and free environment. We do have an initiative where we support creatives where they can get a free allocated desk with internet. They bring, and then you can go out there and execute. We also have Stawi event space where we know it's very difficult for creatives to also have an event space where they can for example, for 3 hours here at request creatives to book mapema. Like for these next coming Fridays, it has been booked, June as well. So if you have a film script, that's for free, and you get it. And it comes with, it's a beautiful space. You guys should come and check it out.
I should. And I believe on our Artistic Thursday we should set a meet on the same. Tutaweza kuja kuangazia vizuri sana.
Yeah.
All right. So what age are we speaking about? Is it only the youths ama pia wazee?
No, it's accessible to even now. You can come and create. Hatuwezi sema uko 60 usikuje. If you want to create, you want to have a podcast.
Yeah, there are people that are old and very good storytellers.
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed.
Absolutely. You also need to realize that filmmakers, for example, they are guys who have been in the industry for a very long time.
Indeed.
There's a way of giving back to the community.
Amazing.
We have the producing course, which is coming up. It's going to be a 3-month program.
Amazing. All right. So what role can communication professionals, just like you, Newton, play in helping creatives thrive?
We have a lot of opportunities. Let's push them out there.
Indeed.
Like, I don't have a problem myself going anywhere.
Indeed.
Whether kukuja hapa, go to events, go to institution like campuses to discuss about this program, because I know it's not to benefit me.
Amazing.
Let's push it out there. See it. Yes.
So can you highlight any initiatives, programs? Of course, you've mentioned, or also mentioned that there are many people, not necessarily the country, that is involved in that particular program. So where can
as I mentioned, we have the creative economy practice, follow us on social media. Then we also have kama hii program yenye nimekuambia, entertainment and media. We also have accounts, social media accounts. DM us.
Indeed.
Tell us what you want, how we can support you. We also have to see how we can support you, or support you in terms of onboarding you to some of our programs. I think kuna kitu ndogo for everyone.
Indeed.
Maybe you can use,
yes,
you can use, si lazima join the program, produce, be applying for one of the courses.
Indeed.
Na tuko nazo mob. Say tumerun incubator moja in Kenya and in Nigeria, ya content creators. We are running another in Nigeria, ya directors, within the course of the year. So there is kidogo kwa kila mtu.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. So we need a sustainable environment for, if I bambanya those kidogo, at the end of the tunnel I need to be somewhere. Manzee nisemange enye nimetoka mbali, and niseme enye this is an impact. Kama sio watu wa iHub, singekuwa hapa. So the support system and revolving around that. So what do you think is the trend that is into this creative economy, that if people will just absorb them, watasonga mbali sana? What do you think if people adapt to with this current digital space, digital orientation, with the current state of
I think what I can say is, number one, identify where you want to be.
Okay.
Identify your niche, whether you want to be a content creator.
Indeed.
Identify yourself that.
Your niche.
Alafu, yes, exactly. That's a word. Then look for supportive mechanisms. They are there. It can be an initiative where they are now giving loans to content creators. Reach out to them. See how they can actually support you. It can even be you accessing to some of these skills development classes. You just learn something. We have one of the participants of the incubator, ya creator economy, mwenye alini get feedback akaniambia, when I started this program, incubator, I only had 1,200 followers on Instagram.
Indeed.
By the 3 months, she was 6,500 followers on Instagram, completely organic.
Amazing.
By applying some of the things she learned. So, si lazima ikuwe in terms of dough. It can be acquiring some of these skills. It can be using these spaces and also learning from the industry guys who have been there for quite a while. Alafu kuna a lot of networking events. On our level nimeona tukifanya a lot of programs on virtual sessions za AI. How can you use AI in the creative economy? How can it benefit you? We actually have one this Saturday. It's going to be online. Sijui nitawatumia tu link post on your social media and share with people who can actually also join. It's online, so you can join anytime. So there are so many things that you can benefit from. So just identify what you want, look for the supporting mechanisms, and go for it.
So hizi shughuli si physical? tunaweza piga tu online?
Tunaweza piga online.
Okay.
Si zote ni za nini, because a lot of people actually wako kwa community.
As a brand deadly sana. Anajua tu kwamba brand themselves
with the mindset of I want to attract. Also identify your for something from them. Filmmakers expectations.
Indeed.
Their expectations.
Indeed.
Then una publish something on. So usiingie support
chain apata one
structure. So usiingie support chain apata one structure. Ukipata moja. Now what can I do different to actually publishing shoots?
The Netflix design, you know, uko. But inakuwa vigumu sana how ku establish your content ka hizo. Local, but it has something that people can watch.
I think, let me say, in terms of film, I think the potential is there. And no, it was actually done by a guy in Mombasa.
Indeed.
David, I think his name is David. And I think from my perspective, what I would actually advocate for is, I was watching Nilikuapa Junction the other day, watching Sinners, and my wife goes, dude, why you're in the creative economy, why do we not? I'm like, say create, the more you end, it's great.
From
your own personal from your own personal brand. Ngangana tu. He applies hardware. Yes, collaborating with also other content creators. The beauty of this world, I feel like we have something, I have something that maybe Auna, you have something that but some of them even know each other on a personal level. They just probably know one another, and it happened. It happened.
Hebu tuangalie story ya do kiasi. So how will money come in terms of all things that we've spoken about?
Yeah.
I don't think we've mentioned something on sasa do cash ikam vizuri. So how will these creatives yes nimetrend lakini bado mfuko tatizo.
Of course, we have brands.
Indeed.
If you're doing something great, zitaku identify. And I think I'm liking what Meta is doing. Meta is, of course, and YouTube.
Indeed.
There's something in return. I think for what maybe I can suggest is when it comes to government, get funding.
Nice.
Inaweza kuwa too soft loans where they can it can be a film where you can support yourself ina easy supportive mechanisms. I think funding is important, but nado itajileta. If you're producing content on social media, itajuza pia. Yeah.
All right. Engineer John Tanui, that is State on the Digital Economy, in charge of the State Department for ICT and the Digital Economy. So prior to joining the ministry, and of course you know his story. So this one is one of the key figures to really embrace the digital economy and to bring things to stability. And also, there's also the ministry now, and maybe Pia, when you are doing these programs, you are into the limelight, ulikuwa unang'ang'ana pia, something that needs to work out, such programs, and also to support any other creatives out there.
I think number one, let's not go, at the end of the day, if we are just speaking the people are passionate tumesonga, but boli yetu iko wapi? Iko chini. Why are we not having initiatives by the government where it's supporting kuna kahab flani doing so much bill is not beneficial to anyone, but we can spend the 20 million to create spaces where young people can actually go and create foods, but we are spending 20 million. I think you get what I'm talking about. So I think and let's consider the youth. With these we have
shout outs, then we call it an end.
I think I would like to give a big shout out to my community.
Amazing.
Also, if you're watching and you're a storyteller, be it in film, be it in the creative economy, be it in TV, please come to Tembelea in terms of our programs, be it whether you see how we can support you. So I think there's something for everyone, and I'm happy. Thank you so much for having me as well.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to having you guys at the facility. Maybe I can give you a quick tour